Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, I'm Harry and I'm a third year medical student based in Auckland, New Zealand. Welcome to a day in my life. I wake up at 6 AM and the first thing I do is prepare my toothbrush and toothpaste, in which I proceed to stumble into the shower, brush my teeth, wash my face and hair and clean my body, completing my morning routine in the most comfortable and efficient way possible. After a nice hot shower, I jump into the kitchen to make some breakfast. I have perfected the timing of making this breakfast such that while I wait for the wok to heat up for frying eggs, I would microwave a bowl of frozen mixed berries and prepare an avocado toast. I then eat my breakfast and finish it off with a touch of soy milk before jumping back into the bathroom, styling my hair and then back into my bedroom to pack my bag. Today I have a placement at the Haematology unit at Auckland City Hospital, so I'm bringing a briefcase. In my bag I carry my lovely stethoscope for cardiovascular and respiratory examinations. My iPad, I have lectures in the morning and I need my iPad Air 4 for notes taking. My laptop, I do all my assignments and video editing on this 2020 M1 MacBook Pro and its battery life is incredible. Now, this small summary book has all the steps for clinical exams and medical history taking condensed into one. It's very helpful when I lose track of what I'm doing with patients. Finally, my AirPod Pro's here, which I use all the time for its noise cancelling function. I then put the briefcase in my car, and don't forget we also need to get changed. It's 6:45 AM and I change into my clinical outfit, put my IDs on, looking as elegant as I can be. A quintessential medical student. I then hop into my car and drive to the ferry terminal. On my way to uni, I would usually do some scripting or video editing for my YouTube channel.
Hi guys, my name is Eunice and I'm a second year junior doctor working in Christchurch Hospital in New Zealand. I start my day by getting out of bed and I try to let some precious sunlight in because, oh my gosh, doctors are super vitamin D deficient, as we often start work really early in the morning before the sun rises and finish after sunset. So today is a change. Then I get changed for the gym. I am working out at my home gym today and my gym buddy is Vivi, our flat cat. And on today's menu, I am training for my back. Look, I'm no fitness trainer, but always start by warming up and doing a good stretch. Then I proceed to struggle through my back day. Then after gym, I head back into my room and I have a quick up and go and snack. I then work on my side hustles and my hobbies during the morning before I prepare to go to work. I'm working in the emergency department, so my work hours are super variable and flexible, and my shift today is starting a bit later in the morning. After all of that, I get changed into non-sterile scrubs after a shower and proceed to finishing off my morning routine for me face. It is so freaking important because this sets the day right when I have my morning routine. Then I'm packing my bag for the day, just packing the essentials, and then I'm all ready to go. Then I walk to the bus stop and take my usual bus to work. This is actually my favourite part of the day because I can just zone out, not use any brain cells, and listen to my favourite podcasts.
It's 8 AM and I now have a 1-hour lecture on urinary tract infections and sexually transmitted diseases. The current module we are studying is focused on haematology, immunity and common infections. Basically, diseases that can arise from your blood, your immune system and different bacteria and viruses. Personally, it's not really my cup of tea, but the lecturer had a great sense of humour, so I enjoyed it either way. After the lecture, I head up to the library to get some studying done, and of course a little caffeine boost is needed. So I jumped down to the med school cafe and grabbed myself a dairy-free cappuccino with cinnamon. I then head back up to the library, got my iPad out, ready to go over the lectures from yesterday, before realising that I have yet to complete my patient's case history from last week. The patient I saw is a 30-year-old Asian lady who came into the hospital a month ago and was diagnosed with Burkitt's lymphoma, an aggressive type of blood cancer that requires intensive chemotherapy treatment. After completing the case history, I jumped into a study room and began doing some reading on death and palliative care, which is the topic of discussion of our small group activity today at 11 o'clock. It's lunchtime now, so I head down to the kitchen area to heat my lunch. While I was there, I bumped into one of my classmates who was very curious as to why I'm filming the microwave. I have my lunch before heading down to the basement, putting my bag and lunchbox in my locker. It's 1 PM now, and this afternoon I'm seeing hematology patients at the hospital, basically patients with blood cancers. As you can see, I'm ecstatic for it and marching across the streets with style. Most of the patients on the ward are on chemotherapy and are severely immunocompromised, which is why we all need to show a negative COVID-19 test before entering. One of the patients I saw today was a 60-year-old lady who came into the hospital last week with extreme tiredness and shortness of breath, along with episodes of fever. She was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia through blood tests and bone marrow biopsies. At this stage, I decided to go to the staff room and make myself a quick cup of tea before heading back to the ward. I checked her vital signs, took a history from her, and did a basic cardiovascular examination. Everything seemed normal. We then had a brief with the consultant, or attending if you're from North America, who gave us a quick teaching session on blood cancers. It's around 4:30 now, so I decided to head back to campus and get started on the patient's case history for today, so I don't make the same mistake of leaving it until last minute again.
I arrive at the hospital just before 11 AM in the morning and I start my shift. I work in the acute orthopedic care area in the emergency department, which only deals with injuries and fractures. This means that everything that is broken, excluding hips and spines, come to us. It's a department purely ran by senior health officers with oversight from an orthopedic registrar in the background. Throughout the day, we see acutely injured patients, interpret any x-rays or CTs, and manage any fractures. Then, it's finally time for a late lunch break. We don't get a long break on this job because of how busy it is. Look, I'd be pretty lucky to have 20 minutes of lunch on time. I had a sandwich and I'm heading back to work. Then I make sure I put on the N95 mask and scrubs jacket as we're about to manipulate a fracture for a high-risk COVID patient. All fractures that are displaced or angulated needs a reduction, which pretty much just means straightening of the bones, regardless whether or not a surgery is indicated later. Sometimes if the fracture looks pretty good after reduction in a plaster cast, then they can avoid surgery. All our materials are stored in the back, including the snacks.
It's 5:30 now, and because my brain is fried from the long day, I've decided to grab some dinner and head home. Today I'm having a poke bowl which consists of different types of veggies with seafood and brown rice. It's a beautiful evening with the sun shining on my face as I walk down to the ferry terminal.
It's 9 PM, which is the end of my 10-hour shift. Somehow I managed to get plaster cast on myself at the end of every shift. Wow, it's always dark when I finish work. And by this time I am starving, as I usually have to skip dinner due to how busy it is. But I'm so lucky to have my partner come pick me up after a very long day.
I catch the 6 PM ferry home, and during the commute I would usually listen to some relaxing music. I get off the ferry and drive home. After dinner I would usually do some exercise, play some guitar and enjoy the evening to my heart's content. So this brings us to the end of my day. I hope you found it interesting and go check out Eunice's channel. This is my first time doing a voice-over vlog, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you want to see more of these or anything else? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, stay fit, stay strong, stay positive, and I'll see you next time.
The last thing I do before bed is reading and putting on a sheet mask. Would 100% recommend. Anyway, thanks for watching our collab vlogs, and if you're keen to check out more of Doctor/Bed video, please check out my channel.